Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, I decided to put a rainbow into my hair and I thought I would show you it now because I'm probably going to have to bleach it out soon. So although it's a bit washed out now, I just thought I would show you it on camera just so that you got an idea of what it looked like. Keep in mind that I've had it in for about a week now. Because I'm at work, I have been trying to strip the colour back, so this is quite a washed out look. I thought I would talk you through what I used and how I found it. If you were thinking of dyeing your hair any of these colours, wanted to see what the shade actually looked like, or if you actually wanted to put a rainbow in your hair as well, this is how I did it anyway. I didn't do an all over colour obviously, this is just the front part underneath my fringe, as I plan to go back to pastel pink afterwards, so I didn't want any colour clinging onto my hair. The two brands that I used in order to get the colours that I have here were Directionz and Colour Freedom. I'll just show you a close up of what my hair looks like now. I have actually washed this out a couple of times and then I plan to bleach it out, totally get rid of it during the week as well. So keep in mind this is a bit washed out. If you're using these colours they'll be more vibrant and they'll last a bit longer, but as I said I've been using cleansing shampoos to try and get rid of it a bit quicker. I know my roots obviously really need done, they're quite dark at the moment, but I deliberately left them so that I could bleach my hair and remove the rainbow at the same time. So excuse the roots because I know they're bad, but this is a little close up of what my hair looks like. I'll also insert some photographs of what my hair looked like after it was freshly dyed, just so that you get a better idea of what the colour actually looks like. For certain shades I use some of the Colour Freedom colours, and then for the other ones I use the Directionz colours. So for those wondering why I've used a variety of two different brands, basically with one brand I couldn't get certain colours and the same with the others, so if you want to stick with one, Directionz do a whole variety of shades, loads and loads of them, so you could get all Directionz, but I already had some of the Colour Freedom colours that I picked up a while ago, so I thought I would use those as well. I'll insert a little photograph of the colours all together just to show you which ones I used. I'm just going to talk you through all of the colours that I used and what I thought about them, and just to tell you the exact shade so that if you like a certain shade that's on my hair that you can find it yourself. And if you were thinking about doing a rainbow or a combination of colours, hopefully this will give you a little bit of an idea of what the colours actually look like on your hair. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know that currently I have pastel pink hair, which you can sort of see up here. And the colour that I'm using at the moment is the Colour Freedom range in Pink Pizzazz. So I basically mix this with conditioner and then chuck it all over my bleached hair. I already have a video on how I do my pastel hair, so if you want to check that out I will leave a link. So first up for the red, I used the Colour Freedom Red Poppy. Now as you can see from my hair, the red has pretty much all disappeared, and that's mostly because when I used the cleansing shampoo it really stripped back the red. This colour was really lovely, but my only criticism is that it was more orangey red. I probably should have known better because it is called poppy red, and poppy red is more of an orange red. So from that perspective I was a little bit disappointed, but it was more my mistake than anything else because I think they do have another red, I think it's called crimson red, so that definitely would have been a better, more bright true red. But this was nice too, but to be honest with my pink hair I was in two minds whether I wanted to put red up here anyway, so it worked out fine. When I first did it, it was more of a strong orange to be honest. I'm sure you can see it there. So it's very orange, so if you're looking for a vibrant red this isn't the one for you. I would go for the maybe crimson red, but again that was my mistake. But apart from that it was really nice. So next up, again with the Colour Freedom, I know this packaging is a little bit messy, but this is the orange sorbet shade. And so this is a really nice orange, but what I will say is that it's more of a yellow orange. It was perfect for the rainbow that I was trying to achieve, but there's definite yellow tones to it as well. So if you're looking for a very vibrant strong orange, I would go with the one that I've just shown you. And if you're looking for more of a yellowy orange, this one's probably best for you, so I'll just show you it in the tube. Obviously after cleansing my hair a few times to try and strip the colour back, it gives me an idea of what the colours look like after you've had the colour for a little while. So obviously I've cleansed it quite a few times and the orangey shade is here, and as you can see it does fade out to a more yellow shade, so just keep that in mind if you're wanting to go all over orange. You probably need to top it up quite a bit. Just keep that in mind if you're wanting a really vibrant orange. You're maybe best going for the poppy red because that seems to be more of an orange shade, and this one is slightly more of a yellow tone orange. I think it worked really well to sort of blend in the rainbow and to make it more gradual. I think overall the rainbow would have been nicer if I had longer hair, because it would have given me a chance to sort of blend the shades together and make it look more of a gradual colour. Next up is from Directionz, and basically I had to get it from Directionz because Colour Freedom don't do yellow. And this is called Bright Daffodil, so that's it there. And this colour worked really well. It was very vibrant at the time, but as you can probably see, where the yellow was, it's faded much easier than probably most of the other colours, which I don't really mind, because obviously I'm usually pastel pink, and if I am bleaching my hair back to sort of like trying to get a white sort of shade, if there's yellow left around, it's really awkward to get out. I don't really know how the orangey sort of shades above are going to wash out and bleach out. Hopefully they'll not leave any sort of yellowy tones, because I've spoken about it in previous videos. Once I bleach my hair, I also tone it afterwards so that it can be as close to a cold white sort of shade as I can get, so that the colour takes really well. So if there's any yellow tones floating around, that usually discolours your hair a little bit. So I'm quite glad that's washed out, and it's a very, very pale yellow. Next up, I use the Directionz turquoise shade. This is a really lovely sort of sea green blue shade. It's a real true turquoise. So I basically use this as a substitute to a green colour, and I just mix this a little bit with the daffodil, the Bright Daffodil shade from Directionz as well, just to give me a more true green colour, and I really liked it. I think it would be a really lovely colour if you were doing all over. If you mix this with blue, I think it would be really, really lovely. Mixing it with yellow made it a really true green shade, and it's washed out quite a bit as well. But you can still see where it sort of remains there. What I found with this one is that once you applied it, it does go very, very dark, so you almost can't see how vivid the colour is. So I actually, as soon as I did my rainbow, I did actually try and wash the turquoise shade out a little bit, because it was so dark that you almost couldn't tell that it was turquoise. But once it washed up, it was really, really lovely. It was probably one of my favourite colours out of the whole range. And as I say, if you wanted a more turquoise shade, I would just leave it as it is and not mix it in with the yellow like I did. Next up is the blue shade, and for this I use the Directionz Lagoon Blue. And this is a really strong primary blue colour. I find with blue shades sometimes it can be more purpley, but this one's a really true blue, so it was perfect for the rainbow. And a bit like the turquoise one, it was fairly dark when I put it on first. So if you're looking at a very true blue, the Lagoon Blue is probably perfect for you. Next up is something that I've used many a time, and I used this when I was lilac all over. I'll probably go back to it eventually again, but it's one of my all-time favourite Directionz shades, and this is the Directionz Violet. And as you can see, I've used this bottle quite a lot in comparison to the other ones. And again, this is a really proper purple shade. And this is a really true purple shade. It's not too blue, and it's not too pinky either. Bright purple, this one's perfect. And it's not too pinky, it's not too blue. And especially if you're wanting to do a pastel colour, this one is perfect if you want the pastel lilac shade, because some lilacs can end up being a little bit colder, a little bit too blue, and others can end up being a little bit too pink. If you're looking for a pastel lilac shade, I would definitely try using this and then blending it with conditioner like I do with all my other ones. And I'd say this is probably my all-time favourite colour to use when I want to go lilac. Before I went pink, I was using the Colour Freedom Mystic Purple shade to achieve my lilac-y shade, but that was slightly more pink in tone, which I really liked. But if you want a true lilac shade or a true purple shade, I definitely use the Violet by Directionz. So last up was the very tips, and I used a lavender colour, and this was from Directionz, and it was their lavender shade. I just wanted something to sort of soften the tips. You can't really see it anymore now, it's pretty much all washed out, but I just wanted something to add a little bit of a softer tone to the very tips of my hair after the very strong purple colour from the Violet, and it worked really well, and it sort of helped to blend in the colours to the rest of my hair, and so it looks like this. I have never used this all over my hair, but I don't think that it would stay for very long, to be honest. The colour doesn't look quite as pigmented as the rest of the shades from the range, so I'm not sure that it would stay very well as an all over colour, and it seems to have washed out much quicker than all the other ones, but again, I've never tried it all over, so I'm not sure. So I'll insert a little photograph of the swatches of the colours just to show you up close what they sort of look like. That's all the colours that I used, so I thought I'll give you a quick run through of how I actually did it. So basically I just sectioned off my hair and pulled back my fringe a bit like this, and just kept out the parts that I really wanted to dye. I wanted to make sure that I left enough room for each colour to go on. So I sort of had a look, and then what I did was I took a little hair clip and hair clipped each section just so that I got a rough idea of what sort of size of section I wanted for each shade, and to see if I would have enough room by the time I got down to the tips. So I'll insert a little photograph of how I did that there. So as you can see, I sort of played about and moved the clips up and down depending on what colours I wanted more of and less of. What I would say is the green and the blue shades tend to sort of take over a little bit. Obviously it's more washed out now. At the time they were slightly darker than the rest of the colours, so I would maybe minimise them a little bit. And if your hair is longer, you've got more room to play with, and it probably gives you a nicer effect at the end. What I would recommend, if you have enough hair to play around with, is, for example, if you're doing red and orange, maybe mix the two colours together and do a middle section, and that just makes it more blended in and much less of a block colour. So as you can see, there's sort of defined lines here where the yellow goes into the green. If I had longer hair to sort of play with, what I would have done is I would have done a section here where it was sort of yellow and the green colour mixed together so that it was more gradual. Because I wasn't doing an all over rainbow shade, it was slightly easier for me to control the actual dyeing. Just started to brush down the colours, so I did red here, then went on to the other colours. As I started to do it, I sort of forgot that there was obviously more hair than just the top layer, because underneath there's more layers obviously of hair, and if you just paint the top, then underneath is still going to be just plain. So what I had to do is, once I coloured the top layer, I then sort of pulled it back a little bit and then painted underneath the different colours. There's probably better ways of doing that, but I couldn't really clip it up because then that would probably spread the dye and it might then disturb the rest of the colours as well. So I just found it was easier if I painted the top and then lifted that layer and then painted underneath like that. So that's one thing to keep in mind, especially if you're doing a larger section. Don't forget, you don't just have to paint on top, you have to sort of go through the layers. As it came to washing it off, I kept the rest of my hair tied back like it was and basically washed each section by itself. The reason I did this was because if the wet dye or the excess dye that was still on the coloured section would probably have rinsed through my hair. At this point you do not want to use a cleansing shampoo because what that does is strips your hair of the colour. After that I had dried my hair and straightened it and everything, and the colour was looking really bright, which was fantastic, but it was slightly too bright for what I wanted, so I actually went in and used a cleansing shampoo to strip it back a little bit, which gave me a slightly more subtle rainbow. At this point I did find the poppy red from Colour Freedom tended to wash out quite a bit, which I was glad of because at the start it was very overpowering and it was very strong orangey red. If you ever put a colour in your hair and you want to lighten it up or wash it out a little bit, then at that point you can use a cleansing shampoo. But if you're using a dye and you want to keep the colour vibrant for as long as possible, just avoid cleansing shampoos altogether. And that's basically how I did it. So it was not difficult. It only took me about 20 minutes to do it all, and I think if I hadn't used the cleansing shampoo, it probably would have lasted for a couple of weeks. As I say, I've cleansed my hair quite a few times, so I've washed it out quite a bit. But if you had sort of kept it vibrant and only used regular shampoos, it would last a lot longer for you. So I'm going to probably go and dye this out now, because obviously I'm going back to work. I think that with hair like this, it's really fun, and if you're really good at styling your hair, which I'm not, but if you like to style your hair, I think it could look really cool with different updos, or sort of incorporated into plaits and things like that. And of course you don't have to do a whole rainbow, you could just do a single colour if you wanted to. So I hope this helped if you're thinking of dyeing your hair in a rainbow, or if you were considering just a bright colour and wanted to see what the colours looked like. I'll insert a few more photographs just to give you a few more close-ups, and I'm sure I'll give you an update of what my hair looks like after I've bleached it, and hopefully all of the colours will come out properly. So I will let you know how that goes. As always, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!